Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin, and we're going to be looking at the fourth week that it has held the 20-week moving average, and then the initial move upward that we have after holding it for the fourth week. So if you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel, please give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So, we've been following Bitcoin quite closely, right? As we've been testing the 20-week moving average. We've been preparing for this for a long time. You guys, a lot of you remember when we were back over here and we failed to hold it, right? And this was, we quickly moved down, right? We picked ourselves up by our bootstraps, right? Got back above the 20-week, and we said, we don't know when we're going to test it, but we know that it is the final thing that we need to go through before we can really become confident in a theoretical Bitcoin bull market, right? This is the third thing, right? The golden cross, getting above the 20-week and then coming back down to the 20-week and holding it as support, getting those bulls to hold the line, right? Let me know if in the comment section if you're one of those bulls that did help hold the line at the 20-week. I was definitely one of them. So now we're in our fifth week of holding the 20-week as support. Okay, so this is certainly bullish, in my opinion. Previous times when we came down to the 20-week, we basically just dropped immediately through it, right? This time going to the 100-week moving average, this time going to the 200-week. So far, we've been continuing to hold it as support. So if you didn't live through this in the last cycle, so if you remember the last cycle, this was this region, right, where we came up, and then that 20% drop, right, down to the 20-week moving average, and then we moved sideways at the 20-week moving average for quite some period of time, right? We talked about this for a long time. We said when we go to the 20-week, we need to basically hover above it for a long period of time, slowly move up, right? And even in this situation, we kind of came up, back down, back to the local top, which now would be 12K, back down to the 20-week, back up to the local top again, back down to the 20-week, and then we blasted through. So now Bitcoin has rallied back up to 10.9. One of the things that we've been saying as well, and it continues to be true, right, is that as long as the 20-week holds, Bitcoin can rebound very quickly and regain all of its momentum that it had, right? The bulls will come out, people start FOMOing into the market. If it goes below the 20-week and closes below the 20-week, I would expect a dump much lower, right? If it's a weekly close below the 20-week. And this is where it's a lot harder to bounce back from, right? You bounce back, but we hold the 20-week as resistance, and we continue to come down. Okay, so here we bounce back, but this was a pretty crazy capitulation, right? It was like 60% in a day. And it actually did take us a long time to get back up to this level. If you go to this point and go over, it was approximately 8 weeks. So I guess not too long, but we wouldn't see any immediate moves back up, most likely to this level, right? So currently it's at 10.9. If we were to break the 20-week and go down, we're likely not getting back to 10.9 anytime soon. So what we're looking for now, right, is we know that this level here is now the top part of our theoretical reaccumulation phase, right? So we go, 2 steps forward, essentially, and then 1 step back so far. But the price of Bitcoin needs to slowly move up in order to stay above this 20-week moving average. If it gets too cozy, let's say it comes back down here, tests it, and then just moves sideways, well, the 20-week's going to go above it, and this would be the bad news bears for Bitcoin. So we want to see the 20-week continue to slowly move up, and every time we test it, we need to be slightly higher. You can see now the 20-week moving average is at 10,219. Okay, so it's continuing to move up. Therefore, for Bitcoin to stay bullish, it needs to continue to stay ahead of this level on the weekly time frame. We can always see a wick below. That's not a big deal. We saw this wick below. 2 wicks went identically to the 20-week moving average, which is pretty impressive, right? I think it does show how important the 20-week moving average is and how many bulls there are waiting at that level to scoop up Bitcoin, because I think a lot of people are betting on the fact that, the idea that this could be the start of the bull market, right? And recognizing that the 20-week moving average, at least in the last cycle, was the local low every time we went to it, right? The 20-week moving average was always the best time to buy during the bull market. And so if we're speculating that the bull market is starting now, which I don't know if it is, but if it is, then the 20-week moving average remains to be a great time to theoretically get in if we are in fact in the bull market. So moving out over the next few weeks, right? I mean, as we said before, if we repeat what we did last cycle, then at some point we might go back up to 12K before coming back down and testing the 20-week again, then maybe back to 12K, maybe back down sideways, and then we break through. This would be, again, if it repeats the last cycle. It doesn't have to repeat, right? We know it doesn't have to repeat, but this is just if it does repeat. If Bitcoin gets back up into this region up here, I would expect Ethereum to get very bullish, would expect a lot of altcoins to start getting bullish again. But remember, every test, right? And I mean, again, this was just a wick, more or less, right? A single day where the price of Bitcoin crashed down or corrected down to the 20-week. This is where a lot of people lose a lot of money because they're overexposed in altcoins that lose incredible value against Bitcoin and USD. So this is, you see how scary it can be for altcoins if you're overexposed in the market when Bitcoin does something like this. And bear in mind, a lot of these altcoins that dumped here have still not recovered, right? A lot of them have still not recovered. You might think they have, but if you go back and look at their prices a few weeks ago, they were much higher than they were now. So still haven't recovered. Each test of the 20-week will likely cause altcoins to bleed against Bitcoin further. But if we continue to slowly move up, then things, the market could become somewhat crazy again and really exciting. I think it is really exciting. I think that this phase of the market cycle, as we've said many times, right, this is the theoretical reaccumulation phase, and this year, right, 2019, 2020, and part of 2021 is the accumulation phase, right, of a lifetime for Bitcoin. We've seen these time and time again. We know that ultimately speaking, we want to slowly move out of the accumulation range, right, at some point. But that probably won't happen until Bitcoin gets to its prior all-time high over the next 16 months or so, and then hopefully we go parabolic to the upper regression channel over the next few years, maybe by 2023, and then ultimately have that new paradigm shift in the price of Bitcoin. So I think this is a very exciting time. I think when we look back on this, we're going to wish we'd got as much Bitcoin as we could for as cheap as we could. 2015, this was where people up here were saying, man, this was the time to get in. I still contend that 2019, 2020, and 2021, these are the years in 2023, maybe even 2024, people are going to be looking back and saying, man, I wish I'd got Bitcoin during that what seems obvious accumulation phase. Yeah, those people were so worried about moves from 10K to 9K to 11K, but now it's at 100K, and I only wish that I could have got in back in 2020. So I think we're still on course, right? Nothing has changed. It certainly is exciting to see Bitcoin holding the 20-week moving average. I want to remind you that tomorrow is the day that prices go up for the premium list. So if you're looking to join the premium list into the cryptoverse.com, we have a lot of models, using data science, using some of it actually is other forms of optimization that I won't go into here because it'll take too much time to talk about. But the prices are going up tomorrow, so if you want to get grandfathered in at the lower price, then make sure you sign up before tomorrow, September 28th, and you'll get grandfathered in at the lower price. And that way you have access to the community for the market cycle. You can by signing up, you get access to a whole lot of things. You get access to the risk dashboard, which is what I use to trade the momentum shifts in the market between various coins, offsetting risk from one coin to another. Weekly reports, weekly videos. By the way, this weekly video is a good one to start on because I'm doing a big recap. Also, a private Telegram alerts channel and a private Telegram chat room, and a dynamic DCA strategy selling dashboard where you can input the theoretical price that you think Bitcoin or Ethereum is going to go to and look at various selling strategies and how they work out. So again, prices are going up tomorrow. I'll probably make one more video tomorrow warning people that this is the last opportunity. But again, they are going up significantly. So if you are looking to get, and if you're not looking to get in, that's fine. Feel free to enjoy the free content. But again, as we get into later years in the market cycle, when we're in 2021, 2022, 2023, I'm going to slowly scale back public videos and focus more on premium videos. So again, just bear that in mind and know that the prices are going up. So make sure you check it out if that is something that interests you. So I think we just want to wrap up there more or less. Bitcoin is currently at $10,888. We recognize that it is doing exactly what it needs to do to set the tone for a multi-year bull market. If it can continue to do this and stay above it, let's say we stay above it for 10 more weeks and then we have a breakout to 14K or something, I think this would be incredibly bullish for Bitcoin, right? Incredibly bullish for Bitcoin. And it's just that stepping stones to 14K, then to like 16K, 18K, and 20K, where once we get to 20K, we'll probably hold it as resistance for a few months. And then once we break through it, it's price discovery mode, right? And this is when things can get really crazy, and we want as much time before then, right, to figure out what our strategy is, because once that time gets here, then the game changes, right? It's no longer practice. You need to have your game face on, and you don't want to let the opportunity of a lifetime pass you by. So at the very least, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see future videos. Give the video a thumbs up. Also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.